Barks Alpha here, reporting on a balcony for Newshound from a fireworks display in Thailand with your 24-hour crypto news roundup. On today's bulletin, Ethereum staking hits 30% milestone as institutions hodl. Clarity Act hearing aborted following Coinbase snub. The SEC abandons Zcash probe. Asia's $200 million tokenized water plans. And Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index hits neutral for the first time since October. Let's dig. Ethereum has reached a historic milestone, with over 30% of its total circulating supply now locked in the Beacon chain staking contract. The total climbed to approximately 36 million tokens, worth more than $118 billion at current market prices. Leading this charge is the institutional powerhouse BitMine, which recently deposited another 186,650 ETH, valued at around $624 million, into the staking queue, which would generate an estimated $500 million in annual passive rewards. The shift has pushed the staking entry queue to its highest level since 2023, while the exit queue remains virtually empty. Next up, and the U.S. Senate Banking Committee has abruptly postponed its highly anticipated hearing on the Clarity Act after a stinging rejection from Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong. Armstrong, a key industry ally, withdrew his support for the bill, declaring that he would rather have no bill than a bad bill. The dispute centers on last-minute amendments that Coinbase alleges are de facto bans on tokenized equities and decentralized finance, DeFi, while granting massive, unfair concessions to traditional banks. Specifically, Armstrong flagged provisions that would restrict stablecoin yields and weaken the CFTC's oversight in favor of the SEC. With the primary industry backer now in open revolt, Senate negotiations have somewhat stalled for now. Speaking of the SEC, and the Zcash Foundation has officially announced that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has concluded its investigation into the privacy-focused cryptocurrency without recommending any enforcement action. The inquiry began in August 2023 as a detailed examination of Zcash's zero-knowledge proof technology and specific token offerings. The closure of the probe marks a major victory for the privacy sector and freedom in the U.S. at a time when other jurisdictions, such as Dubai, are moving toward outright bans on privacy coins. And in a pioneering move for the real-world asset sector, the Global Settlement Network, GSN, has announced a pilot to tokenize water treatment facilities across Jakarta. The initial phase targets 8 government-contracted sites, aiming to raise $35 million on-chain to upgrade aging infrastructure and expand clean water access to millions. Minting these utilities onto the blockchain allows for fractional ownership and utilizes Rupiah stablecoin settlement rails to bypass the traditional financing gaps that have plagued regional development. With Southeast Asia already a global hotbed for crypto adoption, this water-on-chain model is being viewed as a critical test case. Lastly, market sentiment has undergone a significant shift in the new year as the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index climbed into the neutral zone today with a score of 48. This marks the first time the index has escaped the fear territory since late October 2025, fueled by a Bitcoin recovery rally. Despite the 7% weekly gain and the largest short liquidation event in months, investors remain cautious, suggesting that many traders are still hesitant to embrace any bullish momentum. Analysts noted that the lack of outright greed could be a positive indicator for the rally's longevity, as markets often peak when retail exuberance hits extreme highs. That's it for today, dogs. Remember to share with the pack. Keep your noses to the ground, and your ears pricked so you never miss a beat. Reporting for Newshound Now, this is Barks Alpha. Yes, I do.